Hi boys and girls, Miss Schultz. I'm just here coming up with some art ideas in my fancy art notebook. Trying to figure out what I can do around the house if maybe I don't have many art supplies or I'm running out of ideas. And then I looked around and I saw hand sanitizer, I saw lotion bottles, and I saw hand soap all over the place. I bet you have a lot of this too at your house. But then I was looking how boring they are. This one's just clear. This had a label on it, but I was coming up with my idea and I peeled it off. This one isn't very exciting either. And this one, well, Purell's a little boring. But we need these things around our house to stay healthy, right? To get rid of the germs. So I thought, what about taking some paper you have laying around and creating a new label for it? The artist who designs the labels for packaging or cereal boxes, bottles, all kinds of things is called a graphic designer. Even ones that are pretty boring, like this Walgreens label, is still made by an artist. A graphic designer had to come up with that. The same with this Purell. What could you come up with being a graphic designer to decorate a bottle at your house? I like this one because the sticker came right off and that made it pretty easy. So I'm going to decorate this bottle first. I was already doing some drawings earlier. I started this and it says 20 seconds. Why would I put 20 seconds on one of my soap containers? Well, that's because that's how long you are supposed to wash your hands for, right? To get rid of all the viruses. There are a lot of different ways you can do this. I know some boys and girls may not be having many supplies right now. They may be running low because we've all been home for a couple of weeks. You can simply make it with one color on white paper. You could make it with just a pencil. You can make it with crayons or Sharpies. Maybe if you have paint, you could paint one. So I'm going to leave this one just like this. I made this with a Sharpie marker. But notice how I didn't just handwrite the 2 and the 0 for 20. I designed those. I made those block letters. Why would I do block letters instead of just my handwriting? Can you think of a reason? There are a few. Well, one reason is we can see it better. The other reason is by turning it into block or bubble letters, then I have an area where I can actually add patterns or designs or draw something else. So I will make maybe quickly a polka dot pattern. And I'm going to use a dark orange and a light orange. Value, right? Remember that word? Value is the darkness and lightness of color. And using it in a design really helps it to pop out. Just a few simple dots, that's all I did. Now I used some symbols on here too because I was trying to make it look a little happy. It's getting kind of boring staying in the house sometimes, so I thought, why not make something happier to look at that's on your counter? I used symbols to do that. I used a happy face. That's a symbol that means happy, smile face. But I also drew a cloud and a rainbow here and some flowers. And if you notice, I made a pattern. Flower, flower, happy face. Happy face, happy face. And I need to add another flower there and another 2 flowers down here. Again, my design wasn't finished. I want to show you just a couple of ways to do this. I'm not going to finish my label in front of you now because I want you to come up with your very own ideas because I'm telling you they're probably way better than mine and they look better too. You could draw an animal. Maybe your favorite animal is a bunny rabbit or a turtle. Maybe you want to draw a picture of your mom washing her hands and staying safe. Maybe you want to draw a picture of you and your grandma or grandpa together, or maybe you and your brother or your sister, whatever you want. You can draw one big bold thing, like a big happy face, or a lot of tiny little things in a design. It's really up to you. And remember, when you make a mistake, that's all right, because mistakes are awesome. What does our friend say? Oh yeah, Bob Ross, right here. No mistakes, just happy accidents. Making mistakes is a part of being an artist. The thing that you need to think about is the size. I have this size paper and this size bottle. Will that work? Well, I could wrap it around, but it wouldn't be very neat. So what I'm going to have to do is make sure I get it the correct size. Ask your parents or an older brother or sister to help you if you are in kindergarten or first grade. We know you know how to use the scissors, but you may not have tiny ones at home to use. So never use the big scissors without asking your parents' permission. Fifth graders, you should be able to use scissors, but you still need to ask for permission. What I'm going to do is draw how I think the label should look, the shape of the actual label. And then I can kind of eyeball it. That would fit, right? I think so. What if I drew it too big? Should I throw the paper out? No, I would just go in here. Let's pretend I drew my label too big. And I know it needs to be smaller. Again, we adjust as we go along in drawing. And then that's where I would cut it out, like this. Now I'm going to have a lot of strips of paper from doing this left over. I am not going to be throwing those away. I'm actually, in our little art area here, I'm going to be keeping my scraps so that we can do something with them. There we go. Now we have a label. It could go vertical, up and down. It can go horizontal because I cut it so small, which is left to right. And that's ready for me to decorate. Another thing that I can do is not make a traditional regular shape at all. Maybe I want my label to be a big heart. Maybe I want it to be an oval. Maybe I just want to make a curvy, awesome shape that I just made up all by myself. That would be called an organic shape. You get to decide, boys and girls. I'm going to go back to decorating this one for just a minute so I can show you a couple of more things and how to add it on. Remember, you can always outline areas. You can always inline areas. And you can always mix different values, lights and darks. I'm using Sharpie markers here, so if I want to use different values, I actually have to get a different marker to do that, because unlike a crayon, I can't make different values with a Sharpie that easily. Now, if you're using crayons, you can simply make lighter and darker values by doing what? Remember? Press harder for darker, press lighter for lighter. It's that simple. Use nice, bright, happy colors if you want, but maybe, just maybe, your mom or grandma or auntie or whoever you live with, maybe they would like it to match their kitchen. What colors do you have in your kitchen where you live? Some people have gray or beige. Some people even have blue kitchens. So maybe you can make a really nice label that matches your mom's kitchen, your dad's kitchen, maybe the bathroom. That way it's coordinated. And then you become an interior designer too. I'm going to pick one of these shapes and finish my label, and I'll show it to you in another video. I don't want you to copy off mine. I want you to come up with a way better idea. You can always send me pictures of your artwork, boys and girls. You can send it to me through Remind 101. Have your parents sign up. Your teacher should have sent the link already. You can also email me. My email is right under the Fox website. I would love to see your pictures. I miss you. Keep making art and hang in there.